GM, ladies and gents, this is obviously your #1 crypto enthusiast, Lite, coming back after a bit of a vacation, and today we're going to be talking about this Web3 game called Illuvium, which currently has a free play-to-earn airdrop going on, and basically doing tasks inside the game. You're going to be getting points, and those points are going to be converted into the ILV token after the season ends. Currently we are in Season 1, and Season 2 is going to be starting at the start of September. But before we explain more about this game, I also have my own creator code in Illuvium, so in case you're already playing the game or maybe you're starting to play the game, you can go into your profile and add in the code LITE to basically support my work and my channel. Basically, when you do purchases inside the marketplace, I will be getting a bit of a commission from those. No extra cost to you, obviously. So in case you want to help me out, please use my code in the profile, and I think it lasts there for like 30 days and then you have to reinsert it again. It's a pretty similar model to the creator codes in the Epic Games Store. So Illuvium is basically, in my opinion, the only AAA Web3 game right now. It's really high quality product, and it's very thought out in terms of its economics, which is something that I kind of really explain in a one single video. There's some good graphs existing out there which kind of go into explaining the whole functionality of it, but basically you have 3 different game modes. So number 1, you have the overworld, and this is basically your open world place where you can capture illuvials, which are like forms of Pokemon, and then there are also resources that you can harvest, like mining, and also there are forms of plants and things, and these are basically giving you items, and these items are used for crafting. So maybe you want to evolve your illuvials, maybe you want to create new forms of weapon equipment, or maybe you want to enhance your drone. There are many different things you're able to craft in this game. It's very complex, not overly complex. It has a bit of a it takes a while to basically understand the very basics of it, but it starts to get pretty clear after you spend maybe like 5 hours on the game and its economics. And the cool thing about all of these things that you harvest inside the game, illuvials, all these recipes, all these ingredients, all of them can be sold in the marketplace, whatever it's that in the ILV Dex or on Trove Marketplace. So everything is sellable. You can sell them for Ethereum, USDC. So basically, not just getting the actual airdrop, you are also earning Ethereum in case you're going to be making sales inside the game. Even the items from the very lowest levels of the game in the overworld basically are going in the market and you can sell them. And I made a couple of bucks selling these items inside the game so far. I've been using a lot more perhaps crafting them and keeping some of the items for myself. So there's a lot of a constant style of a strategy. And then there is the other component, which is actually the battle. And this is, referred as maybe the arena, and there's a couple of different modes that go into it. It's basically the auto chess that we kind of know, and I think Valve was kind of like the first ones to kind of innovate this auto chess model, basically putting these characters in and they automatically battle. And in case you have played Teamfight Tactics in League of Legends, it's a very similar game to that. And this is basically the way the whole combat works. Obviously, you're able to level out these illuvials, you're able to do different compositions, and you're able to also evolve them, not just level-wise, but also evolve them into their next form. So all illuvials inside the game have 3 forms. Unlike in Pokemon, Pokemons don't always have the same amount of forms, which is actually pretty cool. So all the, there's not like exactly a lower tier illuvial in this game. Like, yes, there are some weaker ones, but basically everything can be evolved, which is a very nice functionality that I like about the game. And then thirdly, there is the Illuvium Zero, which is the 3rd game. This is not free to play because you will actually need to own a land piece. I think the floor is around $300 right now, which is considerably higher than I bought in, because I think during the sale I paid maybe $600 or $700 in USDC for buying those lands. And in these lands, basically, you can generate these 3 very important resources, which are known as Krypton, Hyperion, and Solon. And basically, it is a free-to-play game, but inside the when you go into Overworld, you go into these zones to basically harvest these resources and etc. The stage 0, which is the first tier, this is free for everybody, but everything above stage 0, stage 1, 2, 3, are all having a cost so you can enter to them. So you need Krypton to basically enter into these zones, and in order to buy Krypton, obviously these people from these land pieces basically have to harvest it and then sell it on the marketplace. So basically, technically, you are paying in Ethereum in order to enter these zones where you can basically collect these items which you're going to be selling then hopefully for a higher price than you basically paid in to get into the zone. There are some other options to basically, gift cards, which basically give you the fuel. In the future, you can also transfer from your own land these resources straight to your own account, so you don't necessarily have to pay at all to enter these zones. But this is kind of like the base economy where all of these resources are like intertwined with each other, so you will be needing certain resources for crafting, certain resources to enter these zones, and so there's like a clear economical model here which is self-sustaining, because when you have just game where you're just getting free shit all the time and there's like millions of copies of those things, there's no scarcity and there's no acquisition cost, then everything is going to be devaluated and it's going to become worthless. And this has been the case with many play to earn style of games here. And obviously the other incentive to go into these higher level stages inside the ore world is to get these more rarer illuvials to your collection, because that is also part, or a lot of the parts of the quests that are part of this airdrop campaign. So there's financial incentive to basically grind out the larger stuff. But there is this very plausible strategy of like just grinding stage 0 and not paying anything and selling those items at the marketplace and making some money. Not super much, but something. So you will be not having any cost to basically play this game, but it's kind of like a scalable thing that kind of requires an investment if you want to make really lots of money here, because some illuvials have sold for thousands of dollars, and obviously that takes a lot of time to basically cultivate these things, because you have to evolve them, you have to level them up. And what I like about this system also is the fact that there's not really a way to bot this. Like, you are not able to bot this game and this airdrop, because the tasks are very complex. The way you have to like operate in this, you just can't create like some auto sniper script like you could in 9 Heroes, which everybody was using, and that airdrop got very diluted because of that, because people were botting that game. So this Illuvial in terms of the game has a lot of potential, and there's a lot of things that they are making, they are increasing more modes. There's currently 3 playable zones here. You're gonna have like this rocky canyon place, then you have this sort of a swamp thing, and all these are, this is an alien planet by the way, so it's like everything's not really comparable to Earth. I like the level designs on this game. The playability is very good, the FPS is great, the latency is great, and everything is like in chain, in the sense that all the items that you're going to be getting once again are NFTs, and they are all tradable. I don't think there's a single item that you cannot trade inside the game as of right now, far as I know. I think there might be the butterfly stuff may not be tradable, but basically everything is tradable. And Illuvium, I think, has a lot of potential. Maybe the one negative, if I want to be really giving you the pros and cons, is perhaps the ILV token. So the ILV token was obviously very, very highly priced at one point in time. I think I bought them almost nearly at the top, and then it basically dwindled down into nothingness. And obviously there is staking things, and you can provide liquidity inside ILV things, and these are going to be getting you RYI. But one of the big problems for the token is that there's no burning mechanism, and the only utility does it really have is acting as a governance token. Yes, you can also buy things from the marketplace with ILV, but not necessarily everybody's listing their NFTs. Some of them are kind of 50-50. Maybe most people are selling them in Ethereum because Ethereum is kind of low right now, and some people are selling on USDC. But so the problem maybe is the ILV. Maybe there needs to be some type of a burn mechanism coming down, and maybe some items or some things down the line should have an ILV cost inside the game. As far as I know, based on my research right now, there's nothing that requires you to have an ILV inside the game. and that could spiral the token's value going up. The DAO, this era of like, oh, the token is just for DAO, I think that's over. Like, there has to be something more, something that generates revenue. Maybe you can stake it and you get part of the yields or the generations, what the marketplace generates in terms of ETH or something like that down the line. But something has to be come in place to basically boost the valuation, because everything, people who bought $1,000 or whatever, what was the valuation, like, are really seriously down now, because there has been a lot of unlocks, obviously, and obviously there's been this inflation throughout the actual play-to-earn airdrop. But yes, in terms of the airdrop, it's pretty much like in all of these overworld and whatever to play the arena. You can do these quests. There's daily, there's weekly, and then there's milestones. Milestones are going to be getting you the best amount of quests. For people starting right now today, maybe not able to get those milestone quests done. Some of them are kind of easy. Some of them can be done in a day if you know what you're doing, especially capturing all the level 0 Illuvials. That's probably the easiest one you can go for. And overall, I'm probably going to be playing this game a lot, and I'm going to be doing more content around it, because I see a lot of like longevity. There's even esports potential down the line. And they're updating this game and they're adding more things. It's not just vaporware, and they have an economical model which is keeping the game alive. And that's kind of what important is about these games, Web3 games, is that there's longevity behind it, and that's very important. And obviously the markets are pretty safe. I mean healthy. What I mean to say is that there's a fair amount of liquidity and volume that's being traded on the markets on a daily basis. So the game is alive and doing well. And there has been maybe more of a burst of interest around the game in the last couple of weeks because of this airdrop campaign going on. But I'm probably going to be doing more precise videos talking about the game altogether. But in terms of like play-to-earn airdrops right now, this is probably the best one to do, because you're getting constant cash flow in Ethereum and in USDC in case you're going to be selling items, and then when the season ends and the next season starts, you're going to be getting those ILV rewards top of the things you're going to be selling on the marketplace. But that's basically what I have to share. Please use the code LITE as your creator code, and I will be seeing you in the next video, which will be probably dropping out tomorrow. Thanks for watching. See you soon.